everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is summer in New Zealand and that means I am on break till January. I finished school on November 23rd, that was my last exam for this year, and I don't go back until the last day of January, so that gives me like 2 months of summer break. During summer break you can read a lot of books, which is what I plan to do. I've got books here that I'm going to read this summer, and I've got my currently reading books which I'm going to share with you all. The first book I'm going to read this summer is Little Women by Louisa Alcott. It follows 4 daughters, Jo, Meg, Beth and Amy, who live with their mother because their father is out fighting in the Civil War. These siblings fight like all normal siblings do, but they have a very close bond in their family. This bond holds throughout the whole story, even when men and friends come into their life and start becoming a part of the family. We also have Emma by Jane Austen. This story takes place in a fictional village called Highbury. Emma has just attended Miss Taylor's wedding. Emma set Miss Taylor and Mr. Weston up, so she takes credit for their wedding and decides that she loves matchmaking, so she tries to matchmake with a whole lot of people throughout her life. Elton, who is a social climber, believes that Emma is in love with him and proposes to her. It is a classic novel, just like Little Women. It sounds amazing, so if you've read it, let me know what you think of it, because I am going to read this summer and tell you what I think about it. This summer I am also planning to read The Book Thief. I picked this up at a Christmas market for 50 cents this month. This book follows a 9-year-old Liesl. Liesl has been given up by her mother to live with Hans and Rosa Haberman. She is seen stealing a book from the mayor's wife, and the mayor's wife invites her to read at her library. The mayor's wife encourages Liesl to write as well, which results in Liesl writing about her time in the Haberman's basement, all about how she survives an air raid. And the last book I plan to read this summer is Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. This story follows a high schooler named Samantha. Sam attends a popular party and ends up driving in her car with a bunch of her mates when she's drunk, and they end up getting in a car crash and Samantha dies. Samantha has to relive her death for 7 days, and she's faced with love, loss, friendship and sacrifice. I've heard this has been a very popular book, so I'm very looking forward to reading it, but I'm not too sure how I'm going to feel about it. I don't want to expect a lot and then think, oh, this isn't good because I set the standards too high. But I've heard it's good, so I'm expecting a lot from this book. So those are the books I plan to read this summer, and the books I'm currently reading are Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I started this during my readathon, and I'm still not very far through it. I am trying to get through it. All I can say is this was a popular book, and I feel like it's been overhyped, and I'm not really enjoying it. So because I'm only a little bit of the way through, I want to at least get a bit further before I make a decision whether I'm going to continue reading it or whether I am going to scrap it because it's not my kind of book. The next book I'm currently reading is a horror fiction book called The Replacement. It is about a boy named Mickey, and he is allergic to blood and iron, and he is slowly dying in the human world. He is known as the outcast of his school, and when Tate's little sister goes missing, she immediately comes to him for some answers, which, you know, he doesn't know about. He is slowly dying in the human world, so he has to somehow figure out how to survive. It's quite all over the place, I'll have to say. I'm about halfway through now, so there's still a lot that I have to read, and I will get back to you with that one. And the last book I'm currently reading is a non-fiction book called Chapter 1. Don't get confused by the verticalness, you actually read it horizontally. They did that because it's out of people's comfort zones. It is by Daniel Flynn, who is a young adult Australian and him and his mates put their minds together and came up with the idea to sell bottled water. They call it Thank You Water, and all the proceeds from it go towards people that lack sufficient water and fresh water. Like, they gave people in Colombia wells and built them places where they can filter their water. It is a very moving story, and because it's only chapter 1 of the story, there are going to be plenty more books coming this way. If you go and buy this book, there will not be a set price on it. You can pay 10 cents, you can pay $10, you can pay $100, you can pay $10,000. You can choose whatever cost you want, because all the proceeds from even the book will go towards the project of Thank You Water. Now, if that seems like something you would buy or put your proceeds towards, I will leave their links down below so you can go check them out, check out their stories. They sound amazing, and I'm actually quite glad that I got this. My friend got it for me for my birthday, and it's just been sitting on my TBR, and I finally read it, and it's extremely interesting. That is it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't seen my face before, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I post every Sunday and sometimes a few random videos throughout the week. If you have read or are going to read any of these books, let me know your thoughts, because I would love to have discussion with you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!